Before this food winds up in the mouths of these shoppers, you can bet a lot of it will spend some time in the fridge.
Well, nearly everything you buy today, you gotta keep it under refrigeration.
So just imagine living your life with no refrigeration at all.
It just doesn't seem too practical from my perspective.
I don't think it'd be too easy.
But try telling that to Donna Francis. For the past 5 months, her fridge has served as nothing more than an extra cupboard.
Unplugged our fridge back in January. We were starting to bundle up to go outside, but then we had this big machine that was running 24 hours a day to keep our food cold. And so I thought there must be a better way to keep food cold than, using so much electricity.
So what do we want?
In the winter, that wasn't too difficult. Francis and her fiancé, Vebu Atavaria, simply moved their food from the fridge to this unheated mudroom. Their only concern was food getting too cold.
For milk and things, we did have to keep them in a cooler filled with water in order to insulate them a bit against the cold, because we ended up with frozen milk and frozen yogurt and things like that. And so it's kind of been a learning process.
And through a little online research, they've learned that even in warm weather, a fridge is not a necessity. They keep their eggs, fruits, and vegetables on the counter and grow many of the veggies on their own. They walk to the grocery store 2 or 3 times a week and plan to eat the foods that can't be left out on the day that they buy them. And their dairy products, they stay cold in this clay pot with the help of a little water inside and out. Atavaria learned that trick growing up in India, where he says fridges aren't nearly as important.
When I moved here, and I was surprised to see the size of fridge here in North America.
I think there's a lot of things that don't need nearly as much refrigeration as we're led to believe. I like to use eggs as a classic example. We leave our eggs right out on the counter, and they're good for at least a week.
In the process, Francis and Atavaria have cut their landlord's power bill in half. Though they say this is hardly about saving money, it's about saving the planet. They've joined a growing list of bloggers who've unplugged their fridges and have started writing about it to get more people to do the same.
It's not a big effort. It's just mental block here that we think, oh, it's too hard to live without things. But when you try it, it's fairly possible.
Steve Bruce, CBC News, Charlottetown.